Hey everyone, this is some nerdy guy back again. This is part 2 of my PlayStation 2 collection video. Just like I said, wanted to film these back to back, get it over with. Not get it over with, not that I'm not having a good time showing my collection. I just didn't want to have to do this one, wait another week or whatever, and then try to, so I'm just uploading one, and I'll have this one on the back burner for like a couple more days, and then I'll upload the second part. Anyways, hopefully I'll get all these, and this will just be it, so there won't be 3 parts, there'll just be 2. But without further ado, I will continue showing my collection. Transformers. And you can see how much I paid for it. It was $4 at a thrift store. It's just a cool action game, 3D shooter. It's almost like a third-person shooter. I almost said, why would it not be in 3D? It's a PS2 game. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, one thing that was a big deal to me from playing this game was noticing that Peter Cullen does not play Optimus Prime in this game, which he's played Optimus Prime in pretty much everything until, recently they've had other voice actors, at least to my knowledge. I always thought Peter Cullen always played Optimus Prime, but maybe I'm wrong. Xeno Saga Part 1. This is the only Xeno Saga game I have, so don't get too excited about me having the other 2, because I don't. Like I said, found this one cheap. The other 2 are a bit more expensive. Part 2 isn't that expensive. Part 3 is very expensive. So that's the only one I have. Oni. Interesting little game. It's like he plays this anime girl, and you go around shooting everybody. It's pretty cool. And it's made by Rockstar, which is interesting. And they don't show it on the front cover here, but if you look on the back cover, it is also developed by Bungie from Halo and Destiny. So kind of an interesting development between both of these studios. I think it's very unique of them to make something like this, so I think it's really cool. We have another jam pack, which is cool. It's got Parappa the Rapper on there. Got Kingdom Hearts. To see Kingdom Hearts as a demo is kind of cool. Just cool to see, just because of how far the series has come. Another RPG, Wild Arms 3. My friend actually bought this for me at a convention because he saw it before I did, and he was like, "Oh, dude, do you have that?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I kind of want that though." And then he just handed the guy the money and handed me the game, so that was really cool. But yeah, this one doesn't have the manual, but that's okay. I think Wild Arms is a really good series. I've only really played the first one, but I've heard the second one's really good, and the third one is also good because that's the only other one that I have. What was I going to say? Something else about Wild Arms. I don't have the physical copy of Wild Arms, unfortunately. I've just played it on my PS3, so yeah. We have Twisted Metal Black. Get your Twisted Metal games now while you still can, because once that show comes out and people start liking Twisted Metal all of a sudden, bet your ass these are going up in price. So if you like Twisted Metal, or if you have interest in Twisted Metal, get them now. And this is not, I'm gonna make a whole fucking video. I didn't mean to drop the F-bomb, because I try to keep it like at least PG-13-ish, but I'm going to do a whole video about the whole game investment thing, because I saw someone left a comment, and I don't respond to comments that are just talking shit, because I really don't care, but someone saying that I only collect my games because of an investment, that is not true, but I'll get into that at a different time. Tokobot, right? Yeah, Tokobot Plus, because the original game was on PSP, and this is a better version of it for PS2. It's a cool little puzzle platformer game. You get these little Tokobots, and you control them all around, and you have to, get from point A to point B with as many Tokobot. I think, yeah, because I think you can lose your Tokobots as you go, depending on what you do. Like, yeah, if you cross this bridge, I think you can, like, accidentally make some of them fall. It's almost like Pikmin, in a way. So, it's a cool game. I enjoy it. I like the character design a lot. Anime. Anime's cool. And then we have Tekken 5. Unfortunately, Player's Choice, or Greatest Hits, whatever you want to call it. And also has a giant number 3 written in Sharpie on it, so that's cool too. Excuse me. This game, I used to always see in ads for video games, and I always wanted it, but I never had a PS2 growing up. I didn't get a PS2 till way later on, when I was like early teenage years. But that is Judy Gertie. Just like tons of unique 3D platformers and stuff during this era. Of course, with 64 up until, you know, GameCube, PS2, all that stuff, they had so many of these. A lot of them were not great, but, you know, still just like a little time capsule. I like having a lot of these games, and this was definitely one I wanted to have. Then we have GTA Vice City. We have GTA 3. Grandia 2. I am so close to beating the first game, and I'll be jumping right into Grandia 2. I am excited. I really like Grandia a lot, the first game. I'm like right at the end. Like I said, I haven't had any time to just sit and play something, and Grandia, like RPGs in general, you know, you needed like a certain section of time to be able to get a good distance in those games, so just haven't had time to finish it yet. We have Garfield Lasagna World Tour. This is the best game that's ever been made in all creation ever, and you can't tell me I'm wrong. Garfield. The best. Galrain's Ash, I think that's how you pronounce it, Galrain's. This one is really different. I didn't really know what to expect. I just remember back in the day I saw this at that exchange store I would go to all the time, and this was in the bargain thing for games. Like, they had like some of the games that were out, all their stuff is in glass cases. Sorry, I'm like rambling, but just for context, all the games are in glass cases, but if they had really cheap ones, they would leave them outside the glass cases on a separate shelf, and that's where this was for only $5. It's kind of how do I describe it? It's kind of like a survival horror game. I mean, there's like horror elements to it, but it's not like super scary, but it's anime. I think that's what piqued most people's interest in this game. But from what I remember, I think it's like a $50 game now. I was like, holy shit. I just got it because I thought it looked cool. I was like, it was the only game that stood out to me in that entire shelf out of all the like infinite copies of Madden and FIFA and everything else. There was this, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll get that. I'll try that. So yeah, there's like aliens and stuff. It's like Dead Space in a way, just not as scary. Firefighter FD18. This is a really cool game. Yeah, got that for cheap at flea market also. Evergrease. It is an RPG that a lot of people don't like for some reason, but I think it's starting to get some notoriety now because there's like sticker residue covering it, but it is also made by From Software. So people that are just fans of the company will want to try this game now and everything. So because they're getting a lot more popular. This game, could not believe how much this has gone up over the years. It's come down a little bit, but still, Drakengard. Really cool game. I really like Drakengard. Action RPG. Really cool. We have Dragon Quest VIII. Glad that I have this. I really still want the 3DS version, but it's way too expensive. But this still have a way to play it, so all that really matters. Still has the demo disc for Final Fantasy XII. Noted as one of the best, if not the best, Dragon Quest game in the series. Dog's Life, goofiest game I've probably ever seen. Play as a dog, and yeah, you just like terrorize people, do missions, you know. He's cool. Dog's Life. We have disgaea 2. Disgaea series is always really cool, always really fun. I recommend any of them because from what I remember, there's not really I mean, there's like returning characters and stuff, but I don't know if there's a coherent story from 1 to 6. So just pick up and play whichever one. Gameplay's still cool. Dark Cloud 1 and Dark Cloud 2. Really fun games. Really like these ones a lot. Very Zelda-esque, at least the first one. Very reminiscent of Zelda games. This is another one that went up once the remake of the original game for this, Dirge of Cerberus. Final Fantasy VII. It's a game about Vincent Valentine. Yeah, once the remake for Final Fantasy VII came out, this started kind of getting hard to find. I think the hype for it kind of died down a little bit, but I ended up getting my copy it was like right when it happened, so I got kind of lucky. But Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, this was actually the first Crash game I had ever played. I did not play the original ones growing up. This was the first one I ever had, because my cousins had a PlayStation 2 and they had this game. And then we have Burnout 3, greatest hits version, unfortunately. We have Brave, The Search of the Spirit Dancer. Again, just like those weird 3D platformer games. Just get them for dirt cheap, just to kind of, try them out, whatever. The Bouncer. This was one of those games that's kind of, excuse me, it's kind of set in the like the Final Fantasy universe, because there is the opening cutscene has a cameo of Barret and I think Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. I think, yeah. But this is definitely one of the influences for Sora from Kingdom Hearts, because I'm pretty sure this came out before Kingdom Hearts, and it's made by the same person. So it's pretty cool. It's a beat 'em up RPG, which is kind of interesting. To be like Streets of Rage and then also be an RPG game. Kind of cool. Art of Fighting Anthology. This is I think I have this. They did a limited run version of this for the PS4 that's in one of the Neo Geo boxes, but I got this for $2, so can't complain. Arc of the I'm butchering that. Napishtim, maybe? I don't know. I can't pronounce things. Really cool. Ys game. Ys games are always really good. Action-oriented RPGs. Very... the Ys games, at least the earlier Ys games, are definitely more like top-down view Zelda-type games. Which are fun to me. I like them. Arc the Lad. I've never played any of the other Arc the Lad games. This is the only one I've played. Again, this is one that my friend Devin got me to play when he was getting me into RPG games more. Really good one. Not the best in the series, but it's the one that I initially played, so I like it a lot. Arcana Heart. This is a really cool anime waifu fighting game. So there's that. I think there's 3 of these. And they're starting to get a little bit more sought after, so that's kind of cool. And then Ace Combat 5 and Ace Combat 4. If you like flight games, these are like the peak for flight games is Ace Combat series. So, and then this is the last stack, which has, okay, yeah, it has some of my better stuff in it, so it's pretty cool. I was kind of wanting to end on a high note, so we have SpiderMan 2. Which that one I'm definitely going to save for last. See you in the next one there. We got SpiderMan 2. Best Spider-Man game besides the PS4 one. I think the PS4 one exceeds that one. Some people can disagree, but it's still a great game. But, we have Shifters. Virtua Fighter 4. I like Virtua Fighter a lot. I'm not great at fighting games, but for whatever reason, Virtua Fighter is really fun to me. I like that one. We have Ruff Trigger, made by Natsume. It's a 3D platformer, collectathon type game. Has some hokey voice acting, which is fine with me because I think it kind of fits the genre pretty well. We have Resident Evil 4, the greatest hits version. This is a really good one. Kind of a rare game nowadays. I don't have the manual for this either, which is unfortunate. That's okay. That is a Rivet King. Again, GameCube version is way more rare than this, but I got this for $20. Can't really complain. It's definitely a quirky little game. You play, I can't remember what the sport is called. I think it's just like Rivet something. It has to do with frogs. You basically play golf and you smack frogs across the course. Like, but all the characters look really cool. Just like unique, quirky Japanese, just, you know, all the good stuff. Little duck right there. I just really like stuff like this. It makes me happy. I like it. Red Dead Revolver, the precursor to Red Dead Redemption. Cool game. Ratchet Reloaded. Definitely a different spin in the series for Ratchet and Clank. Radiata Stories. This is a really cool game. I like this one a lot. I put a decent amount of hours into this one. I like this one a lot. And I like the character designs and everything. Phantom Brave. I was glad that they ported this to the Switch with the Prinny collection from NIS. Excuse me. Really cool tactical RPG. Same vein as Disgaea. I'm pretty sure it's the same art director because the characters look almost identical in style. These games are super nostalgic for me, at least this first one, PacMan World 2, and then PacMan World 3. PacMan World, like I said, the 3D platformers that came out during this era, I'm a sucker for them. And these are some of the better ones, in my opinion. I love PacMan World 2. Again, I played it on the GameCube, not on the PS2, but the PS2 version is a lot cheaper. And I don't know, I love this game so much. I'm so nostalgic for this one. It's such a good game. I love it. I haven't really put that much time into this one, though. I didn't really get to experience this one as much. It might be just as good, but I'm more fond of the second game. Orphan PS2. Another RPG that a lot of people didn't really care for when it came out, but I think it's starting to get a little bit more of appreciation now, which, you know, just kind of tends to happen over time, I think, with a lot of things. I wish this game would get more recognition because this game is awesome. I love this game, and I wish I could get a better copy of it. I might have to do that someday. And that is Okage, Shadow King. This game, the humor is really good. Your little demon here, I think his name's Stan. I'm pretty sure his name is Stan. He has like a really basic name. But it's a turn-based RPG. It's just really cool. Quirky characters. There's like a mad scientist that joins you and stuff like that, and he uses like chemicals as his attacks, and it's just a really cool game. I really like this one. And mine is in a like a rental case. There's a Blockbuster sticker on the disc, which kind of gives it character. I kind of like that. It's like, oh, if I would have got it at Blockbuster back in the day, this is how I would have got it. So yeah, Okage Shadow King. And there's like a figure set for these, and they are extremely rare. I remember seeing them back in the day because Pete Dorr had talked about this game back in the day, and that's how I knew about it. And I'd searched forever for it and could never find it. And it's not really an expensive game. It's like maybe 20 or 30 bucks, but I could just never find it. I did, however, find some of the figures online, and I never bought them because I was too young. But later on, just like a year or two ago, I found a set, like a 2-pack of the figures, and I ended up buying it for only 10 bucks. And they're worth a lot of money. I was really lucky to find one just because I wanted one. Unfortunately, it didn't have the main character with Stan, the demon, in it, or the Shadow King, I guess you want to call him. It didn't have him in there, which I really wish that's the one I would have found, but that's okay. I was just happy to find something of that game because I really like it. Nano Breaker. It's a cool action game. Pretty neat. It's made by Konami before they went to shit. So that's pretty cool. I like these kind of games. It's kind of like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry. Either one of those. You know, you're just running around beating the crap out of everything. This went up in price a lot, which I'm kind of surprised by. I remember getting it at Walmart for like 20 bucks, I think. And that is Mortal Kombat Collection. You have Mortal Kombat Armageddon, Shaolin Monk. Oh my god, I completely butchered that. And then Deception. Shaolin Monks. Sorry, I completely butchered that name. We have Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Very cool. These games, I remember getting both of these for only 4 bucks, and I'm really surprised. I mean, not so surprised because they're really good, and they're made by Rockstar, but I'm just not really sure what made the interest peak on these games. Maybe someone streamed it or something, but that is both Manhunt games. Manhunt 1 and 2. Again, they are really cool. They're like you're escaping a prison, and you have like this guy talking to you, and you don't really know if you can trust him, but you kind of have to, just in the situation that you're in, and you have to like take down everybody and try to escape and stuff. It's pretty cool. See, we have the first Kill Zone, and then we have Innocent Life, which is a, well, it even says on the cover, a futuristic Harvest Moon. It's exactly what it is, and it's really cool. I enjoy this game. It's pretty neat, because I like futuristic settings, and I also do enjoy Harvest Moon, so it's a nice take on the series. And then these last three are probably the three best games besides the Ease game that I have. I'm gonna butcher this name. Mana Kamea, I think that's how you pronounce it. I believe this is the first game, and this is the cool like big box version. I think it's missing part of the collector's edition though. Like I don't think it has the map in it, or the whatever it is. It's supposed to have like a mini poster or something. It is missing that, but it has everything else. If I can open this up, it's not in the best shape. It's a little beat up, but I got it for a really good price at a game convention a couple years ago, so I am happy with that. That is a good one. And then Silent Hill 2. This is the only physical Silent Hill game that I have, because they are all very expensive. Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 4, the first game, they're all pricey as hell. And I just got lucky because a friend of mine bought it twice on accident. It was like, oh, I don't need two of them. Here you go. And same friend, Colin, that I was talking about earlier, that moved to Columbus, all that crap, gave me a copy of Silent Hill 2. But back when he gave it to me, it was not worth what it is now. So, yeah, I'm happy to at least have one of these games physically, just because I do like them. I like survival horror stuff, and yeah, it's nice to just have one. And then last, but certainly not least, really good game. It's getting an HD remaster this year, along with its first game, and that is Klonoa 2. This is the last game, Klonoa 2. Definitely a great sequel to the first. I personally still like the first one more, but definitely could use some more Klonoa. If they could make another new Klonoa game, please. Please do it. Klonoa is such an underrated series. Again, found out about him through Pete Dorr. I used to watch anytime he would do a pickup video or like just anything. He did like a whole video about Klonoa. He got a Klonoa plushie and he did a whole video about that because of how rare it was and how he found it. And I just thought that was super interesting. And I was like, man, I really want to check this game out. And I couldn't because it was so expensive. But then I found out there was the Wii version. I ended up getting the Wii version of the first game for like $10 at the time. And then ended up getting Klonoa 2. So, awesome stuff. And that concludes my PlayStation 2 collection. It's not the biggest, it's not the greatest. I have a lot of shovelware, but it's my collection. And I think it's cool, and I think I have some cool games. And if there's one that I have that you also really enjoy, leave a comment and just talk about what you like about that specific game. Or if you think my collection sucks and I have a lot of stupid games, you can tell me that too, and I will probably agree with you. Anyways, until next video, I'm gonna probably just do another pickup video because I'll be going to the flea market again because I just went this past week, found some stuff. Gonna go again this week, probably will find some stuff, and I'll do another pickup video. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and until next one, see ya.